What is up, ShadowZone fans, followers, and peeps? It's your ghost host, Brian James. And I'm just extremely bored tonight. So I figured I'd do a podcast. But I'm not the only one on here right now. Now, of course, if I'm doing a podcast, there's always somebody lurking in the back, shaking hands with Jesus or making the pyramids or some shit like that. So, hands with Jesus or here he is in the pyramids or some shit like that. So, hands with Jesus or here he is in the pyramids or some shit like that. So, hands with Jesus or here he is in the pyramids or some shit like that. So, hands with Jesus or here he is in the pyramids or some shit like that. So, hands with Jesus or here he is in the pyramids or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's an audio artifact.
With Jesus, here he is in the pyramids.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, it's Eldon this time. Screw you, Eldon. It's not me. So what up, Cass?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just a long day's work. And it's right at the end of it, and you called and said, "Hey, can we do a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can do a podcast." And then neither of us, we were both like, "Wait, what are we talking about?"
Well, for all you ShadowZonians out there, yeah, that was on the fly and clever right there. This is Cassidae Lightwing with
Coffee time with the Lion's Pride.
Coffee time with Lion's Pride. That's right.
All right, you or me this time. Who was it?
It was you.
It was me this time.
It was.
I don't even know how the heck that's even happening, man. Didn't it happen the other day to us?
Yeah, and it was me.
Oh, golly. I don't know what the heck's going on with it.
This technology is strange and unreliable.
Right.
To say the least, for sure.
Yeah.
So tonight, boys, is what we like to call a free-for-all paranormal podcast tonight. I have invited over 25 different people to come on the podcast tonight. And I don't know who the hell's going to show up, but they are going to randomly pop up.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, you've got so many people that you've invited. We've got to shout it out everywhere, and we've got nobody else in the back room, and we got one viewer. We're good.
Hey, guy.
Hell yeah.
Or gal.
So with a free-for-all, this is definitely 18-year plus. We don't give a fuck about language. We don't censor anything tonight. We smoke. We drink. As long as we don't get on stripper poles and get naked, I think we'll be good.
Brother, I think we're safe there, man.
I don't know, man. I see the twinkle in Cass's eye over there. He's thinking about it.
I'm feeling the music, it's like, boom, right?
He's hearing that 70s porno music over there, that bounce, chicka wow wow, chicka wow wow.
More like the soundtrack from Silence with the Lambs.
Oh, good Lord.
Wow.
Hey, you said raw, man.
Hey, I could play that song, I could do that.
Cass, we don't know a lot about you, man. So I have to know, what is your all-time favorite horror movie?
Easily, with a bullet, Prince of Darkness. A lot of people don't really think it's that scary because they're not thinking about the concepts being expressed. Like the monster effects are kind of crappy. The combat, it's not a scary movie in the traditional sense. But if you think about the concept behind that
That's
they're
not a
expressing,
horror movie. That's a thriller. I said horror movie.
Again, think about the concept. You see what I mean? Once you get into the philosophy of it, it becomes a very, very serious horror movie. But that being said, let's see. The only other horror movie that really scared me was The Ring. Yeah, and it wasn't the ghost; it was that video. What was that?
I said, "Is this dude for real?"
What?
Dude,
horror movies don't scare me.
I'm expecting to hear you say Freddy or Jason or Pinhead or somebody.
Nah.
No, The Ring was actually a really good psychological thriller, though, / horror movie. It was very well done.
It's something about the way this mixed the sound just sets me on edge,
It wasn't so much the sound for me as it was that creepy ass crawl she did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was like the way she moved and stuff, all janky. Ooh.
Watching her go up and down the stairs, dude, I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, that was the heebie-jeebies, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, normally horror movies don't really, do it. Like, I love the Aliens and Predator series, but to me, that's not a horror movie. That's an exercise in human comedy.
I think, let me tell you, I'll show you the one that really scared the hell out of me, and I think it's the only one it ever has, just because I watched it first time when I was a kid, and that would be the original 1968 film Night of the Living Dead.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
If we're talking old school movies, then hands down, it's got to be Vincent Price's House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, now let me tell you about Vincent Price. So Vincent Price has got this voice that literally would put me to sleep. I could go to sleep to his voice because it was so relaxing.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, to me it was just relaxing. It would put me to sleep. So even today sometimes I'll try to watch some of those shows because it's kind of relaxing to me.
Fair enough.
The kind of music that puts me to sleep, people are actually going to turn their head sideways and look at me really funny for saying this. But music like 6 Feet Under and Cannibal Corpse and Slayer will put me to sleep.
If you find something comforting, anything can. Especially with the beat, if you figure the beats, the way those beats work and how they interact with your heart rhythms, yeah, I like this too. This is nice too. Yeah, I like it.
It's groovy.
I used to post music with my letting people know I was going live, and at first it confused the crap out of people because one day I'd have Rammstein, then the next day I'd have E40, and then the next day I'd have Lindsey Sterling, and they're like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I just like music, bro."
Dude, that reminds me of when I first started the podcast. I would go on TikTok and I would make all sorts of different videos, and I would put Marilyn Manson or something like that behind it, and then I would talk over it and be like, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 7 o'clock. Spokane Ghost Talk is taking over the podcast airways.
Nice. You got a good voice for it. Unfortunately, that doesn't fly on YouTube.
I have a golden radio voice.
I agree.
Very seductive.
It's gonna be a weird question. Have you ever considered doing audiobooks?
I really haven't, but that actually does kind of sound like fun because I have a very good imagination.
Yeah, I can see you reading Tolkien real easy because like the songs in the books that he wrote. are often meant for like dwarves to be singing, and you have that big manly voice. I think it's the beard. I'm pretty sure if we shave your beard off, you'll sound like this.
Yeah, probably.
Just don't
no
let
wonder,
Bishop read those books, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
no wonder Eldon's voice is so high. Your beard's too short, dude.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's like puberty for old people.
So what do you think, Cass? Here we go. Tell me what you think of this photograph.
Black. Lots of black.
It's a lot of black, isn't it?
Now the question
What do you think of
is,
that one there?
does he have a Cadillac? Is he a time bomb?
I
He
wish.
looks like a time bomb. He looks like a time bomb.
Well, I like your look, broski. It's got a
Thanks.
very, very musician vibe, and that plays well with me.
You should watch one of them something creepy videos all the way through, man, and actually hear me growl and sing.
When I get a minute, I will. Yeah, that's the name of your band, right?
Yep, it was something creepy.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. My father actually got a single album published in his entire career, and it was under the name. The band name was Nobody Famous. And wow, maybe shouldn't have picked that name.
Right. That's like one of our co-founders for the Spokane Ghost Crew, David. He says, "Guys, I have the perfect name for the paranormal team."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Oh God, this is gonna be fucking classic." Because this dude's a few fucking tacos short of a grande meal already.
Right.
And he goes, "What do you guys think about ghost bumps?"
Oh God.
And I literally fell out of my chair laughing. And this dude, a few years later, actually quits the team because we weren't doing anything and says, "Well, I'm going to go start Ghost Bumps and we're going to wipe the floor with the Spokane Ghost Crew."
Okay.
I said, "Okay."
Yeah, because there's enough paranormal activity in the world to, you could just do that.
Right. And
Okay.
he had his team up and running for 6 months. And he did one investigation that they found, stole a client from the Spokane Ghost Crew, had absolutely no equipment. Their name was Ghost Bumps. No transportation to get to any investigation, and only managed to grab 80 people to join their group page, and 58 of those people were from the Spokane Ghost Crew page.
Look, man, here's the deal, okay? Like, I have to think Ghost Bumps, man. For anybody to take the ambition to go off like that and start any group of any nature called the Ghost Bumps, that's got to take a lot of heart. That's got to take a lot of heart. That's just got to take a lot of heart. And I'll leave it at that, because
I don't have that kind of heart, folks. I'm sorry.
No,
I wish I had that kind of strength.
Well, a few months later, he actually comes back over to my house, and we're just sitting around bullshitting, smoking, and I say, so DJ, whatever happened to Ghost Bumps mopping the floor with the Spokane Ghost Crew, brother?
I'm not even sure what that would look like.
And he goes, "Man, I don't want to talk about it." I was like, "Oh, do you want to come back to the SGC?" And he puts his head down and he grumbles, "Yeah."
Well, welcome home, bro.
Oh, no, I told him too bad for like 2 or 3 months. I punished his ass.
You made him wiggle a bit. That's not out of bounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I made him jump a few hoops.
Did you know that Ghost Bump is actually a term and it actually has a meaning?
Oh, please tell me it has something to do with the genitals.
I gotta hear this.
No, it does not. It here's the definition of ghost bump, and it's ghost dash bump, meaning a goosebump, comma, especially when caused by anything ghostly or ghastly.
So pretty much he named
Nice
it
and generic.
after a ghost thumping him in the head and him getting a goose egg.
Did that happen? Did a ghost punch him in the back of the head one time?
No, I think the ghost took another part of his anatomy and whacked him with it.
Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
Pee-pee whack, pee-pee whack.
It's nice
Exhibit
not to have
1A. Exhibit 1A.
Would that be a succubus or an incubus, though?
That depends if it was masculine energy or female energy.
Well, I don't think the female is going to smack him in the head with a pee-pee.
Have you met my wife?
Oh, God.
Use anything as a weapon at +5.
Well, any more guys now, we have to be politically correct because we can't really, keep the whole gender thing, excluding. So we have to be proper. So I would wonder with those particular things in between, per se, with that particular lifestyle, it wouldn't be a succubus. It wouldn't be an incubus. Is that like a stinkubus or something? I just need to know.
Depends on if it reaches all the way to the back or not, honestly.
Okay, so what you're saying is I shouldn't tell you about the time my wife hit me in the back of the head with a dildo. So no, that's too blue for this.
No, I got to hear this.
Okay. So for safety's sake, we kept a mag light on the window above our headboard. And I was like, no, this is going to be okay. Yeah. So one night the wind blows it and it hits that mag light and the mag light falls down and cracks her solid on the head. And once we figured out she was okay, me and my wife, we have a very good, sense of humor relationship. And I said, okay, are you all right? She goes, oh, I'm fine. You're not going to be. You won't know when, but it's coming. I'm like, yes, ma'am. And I turn around and immediately dildo. Whap! So
wow.
you said I wouldn't know when it was coming. And she said, you didn't see it coming, did you?
I just, can you do that whap again real quick, Cass? Could you do that? Because I could only imagine the size of this thing that takes that kind of a swing, bro. That concerns me.
Let's just say my wife's from a military family and leave it at that.
Okay, next topic.
So does that mean it was camouflage?
I'm going to tell her you said that.
Man, your wife has got to be under 5'5", isn't she?
She is.
No, man. So long as she doesn't work in ordnance, I think you're okay.
No, she works. She's a certified sniper. She's way scarier.
Oh, that's even worse. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. She's 5'3".
You see, I don't know what it is about women that are 4'11" to 5'5", but I will be goddamned if they are not the most terrifying thing in the entire universe.
Hey, Brian, have you not ever heard that saying that firecrackers come in small packages, brother?
And she's Wiccan on top of everything else. So it's like morality's a little flexible when her.
Somebody's getting a spell or two put on them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When we have a bunch of rival channels that think they can make their show big by shitting on my show. Which would be funny, except for the level of rumors they get up into. And again, when you guys research it, you'll see it. But it's shit like Cassidy's a 6 million year old demon from another galaxy. And he did something, but we can't tell you. Like crazy, crazy shit. And we were just making fun of it. So they weren't getting any traction on the show. And then one of them very stupidly says, well, I'm a medical professional, and I can tell you all that Shar isn't really sick. Whoa. I said, Bree, take that back before Shannon hears it, man. Just do it. Just take it back. And she's like, no, I stand by. Oh.
That's a line you don't cross.
Oh, yeah. Especially since legally, now that once they cross that line, now the hospital's up in it. So, yeah. It was some nastiness. She's like, I'm a witch. I don't give a shit. I'll curse him. I'm like, oh, yes, ma'am. I know better than to tell her no. You don't get between a mama bear and her prey. You just sit back, put on the Benny Hill music, and eat some popcorn.
Yep. You see, my problem is my wife is 5'1.5".
Ooh.
And when she gets pissed off, I cannot help but to laugh. It's not a funny laugh. It's a nervous laugh.
I think we all know the laugh you're talking about.
And oh my God, does it infuriate her. And then to make it worse, I don't know why I do it, but I will look at her and say, I can't help it, honey. You're just so damn cute when you're mad.
Oh, Mayday.
We don't want to get into the subject of angry ladies, do we?
Well, now
I think
the other guy.
I think I'll have to stay out of that conversation.
For his own safety, folks, don't believe the suicide note. Nah, it's a good. My position, and a lot of guys are like, "Oh, so you're a feminist?" No, I just think it's a good idea to be a little afraid of your wife, especially when she can split your hair at 500 yards. So
yeah,
that's a good thing, though. This world is shit. I mean, it is shit, but
have my lips pressed to her ass.
I'm going to tell her you said that too. It might save my life someday.
I want to
take somebody out 100 yards is just a danger to men everywhere.
I just want to hear Brian say that one more time.
No. That's a one-time only thing. Because I'm afraid she'll pick my ass off.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it back, and I'm gonna clip it out, and I'm gonna loop it.
Hey, there you go.
No, she'll probably watch this and go, "Good, smart man."
Right,
just like cold like that, like all scary.
Oh man. So, Cass, I was wondering, man, could you retell the skeleton story, man?
Oh crap! Which one? I've been researching a bunch lately.
The one you just told today.
Yeah,
about how the doctor noticed the anatomical correctness.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that I kind of stumbled on a few days ago is that there's been a sharp rise, kind of like the sharp rise in UFO activity. There's been a sharp rise in, believe it or not, sightings of skeletons. Now that grabbed me immediately. I'm a D&D player, so I'm like, experience points?
How much gold have you got on him?
Exactly.
Is there a magical item?
Exactly. You got to ask the smart questions.
Oh, dude, I'm a D&D player through and through when I can find a dungeon master.
Okay. Time out on the skeletons. We're putting together a D&D game show. There's going to be two, one for kids and one for us. If you want to, we'll get together.
Are you fucking with me right now?
No.
You're being serious.
Yeah, I used to game master professionally. So yeah, I'm very serious.
Dude, I can hold up to 10 people on the podcast, man.
Let's do it.
We can do this for 8 to 12 hours.
Well, we can start the grown-up game now. I mean, like tonight, if we wanted to make characters. We only have to wait for the kid game because Char's deaf. I have to get her a headset that actually works with her hearing aid, which is happening soon, folks.
Before we get into that, though, I'm going to have to go buy some dice and all that because I don't have any dice anymore.
Steam has got you covered.
Nice.
So I don't mean to sway you guys back to the topic of the whole skeleton.
Sorry.
All right. Hey, I'm all with the D&D thing myself. I mean, I used to play this thing many years ago. I DM myself. I'm all with that with you guys. I know exactly what you're talking about, the compendiums and all your screens and everything that you got for it. that was some really cool stuff back then. I don't think I've ever done it on a podcast setting. I think that would be really awesome to try. But back to the skeleton topic, however.
Okay. All right.
I'm very intrigued on this.
Hold up. Before, when you played it, Eldon, was it called GND?
Brother, all right. So when I first started playing it, yes, it was D&D. Okay. And then, yes, I was there and got the full set of books for the first edition, AD&D, if you must know. Okay. And I had on the monster manuals, the compendiums, the Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, the Fiend Folio. I had the whole collection.
Nice.
I knew there was something about you I liked, you nerd on the inside.
Hey, I like I said, I had all of it. I probably had it. I matter of fact, I had a 5-gallon bucket of all the dice I used to have. I couldn't even. My most favorite set was a set of Blue Bloods that I used to play with. I used to love those things.
Nice. All right,
Yeah.
Cass. Back to the
skeleton. So
D&D. Okay. All right.
Here's the thing with the skeleton situation here. So you're talking something I've never heard of this before. So when you're saying skeleton sightings, are they literally watching and seeing skeletons walk around? What are you talking about by skeleton sightings?
There's a couple of different instances, and I'm right there with you. I'd never heard of anything like this before. I'm sure we've all heard of like the screaming skull and shit like that, but that's not a full-bodied, like manifested skeleton, which is what's been happening. There's been a couple of the larger cases that was on the YouTube that got me started on this. For example, a guy was going through his dead brother's drawers, right? And when he opened one of the drawers, a full-blown skeleton crawled out of the drawers and started to panic, going through his brother's old stuff. And he noticed that that the skeleton had the same hand ticks that his brother had. So, and then there's other cases where, for example, a doctor had this, a full-bodied skeleton had appeared to him while he was camping, and the thing that he noted in particular was that the bones were in the right places where they should be. As if there were ligaments and muscles, you just couldn't see them, And the thing that grabbed my attention about that is knowing what I know about things like the harmonics of stone and bone. That actually makes sense with the everything else that's going on around the world. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the pyramids lighting up, the UFOs lighting up the skies, all that stuff. I mean, the world's doing something. I think we can all agree with that. So like I said, these are learned men. They got no reason. I mean, if they were going to make something up, they could just as easily say they saw Bigfoot and get a lot more traction. There's no profit in bringing up something that crazy.
Have you guys ever noticed that it seems like every 200 to 300 years, something on the earth just happen, like demons or monsters or this and that will just somewhere arise, like Robert Regie.
Well, you seem to think that we were here 300 years ago to experience that. So, I mean,
200 to 300 years ago, over in the UK, people left and right that were very well known and respected made horrible claims of there actually being vampires rising from their graves and feeding on people in England. And it got the UK so freaked out that they started putting barricades over the coffins so there was no way for the vampire to escape. And that took place between the 17 and 1800s. So it's like every 200-300 years, some weird being or weird phenomena happens.
I haven't heard about that, but I thought you were going to go a different way. scientifically speaking, every 300 years there's a major jump in technological evolution. They call it stair-step evolution. They have no idea why, because they are stupid. You know, I wonder if that goes hand in hand. Because now that I'm thinking about it, you're right. Basically, the last legitimate, quote unquote, legitimate werewolf sighting was in the 70s. But before that, I mean, again, like you said, learned men, and it was a legitimate thing. Now people, it's easy for people to look back, to that period and say, "Aha, well, they were doing something," But what if they weren't? What if they were legitimately reacting to things they legitimately saw?
And if they legitimately saw that,
Mm-hmm.
and Eldon, what do you think that our generation is going to have in store for us?
It's like Men in Black. What do you think you're going to know tomorrow?
Same thing I know every day. I'm going to try to take over the world.
Yeah, there we go. That's the right answer. Try to take over the world. The younger
All
people
right,
are going to be like,
Brian.
what?
But what do you think, Eldon?
I don't know, man. I grew up watching this cartoon called The Jetsons, and we thought we'd be doing that crap by 2000. And here we are going on a quarter century later, and we're still driving cars on the pavement. I mean, even though some of that technology is out there, and I agree to that fully 100%. And I think Tesla's really setting precedents on a new age vehicle coming out there. There's, and I forget who it is, but there's somebody else also following their technology at this point, it looks like. So that's definitely a direction that I'm sure we're going into. It's just not moving as fast as they anticipated it would back in the late 70s and early 80s.
Right.
Well, you see, here's the thing, guys. In the past 300 years, we have seen a spike in extraterrestrials.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen a spike in cow mutilations and crop circles and an abduction.
You can
But
thank Crowley for that.
We've also seen a spike in hardcore drug use to the point that people are eating other people, and it takes 7 fucking bullets to even knock this guy down.
Yeah,
Those are called bath salts.
that's true. And it's entirely possible that back in 300 years ago, they had something that was doing this to people. But I don't think these people they wouldn't have gone through such trouble if they weren't genuinely afraid of whatever the hell happened.
Exactly.
Apparently, from what I understand, and once BVS gets some kind of budget, when we go around the world investigating shit, one of our stops is apparently in Sussex, England. There's a church that had a werewolf attack, and apparently the claw marks are still there. So I want to put a psychic in front of those marks and say, all right, what is that really?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
You see
I
what
want
I mean?
that.
Well, let's keep working together. We'll build it. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's not just us. It's so many paranormal groups out there that just had the. I'm going to say it. We're on a grown-up show. They had the balls to say what they saw, and then here we are a few years later. All these people that were crazy 3 years ago. It's like, wait, did you really see this? And it's not just us. It's not just you guys. It's all over the world. People are waking up.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. When I first started my show, everybody thought it was, everybody thought it was great until they said, Cassidy, how do you know this stuff? And I put it off for the longest time. Until one of the audience members finally figured it out. She's like, okay, Cassidy's always going to tell the truth, but if you give him any wiggle room, he's going to get out of the question. I'm like, yeah. So she finally got me to, say where I know this stuff from. And I immediately lost viewers because they're like, okay, he's a loony claiming to be an alien. And then all this crap started to happen. The pandemic, the COVID, basically everything that I said and that I can prove because I put it in my damn book, shameless plug. But in all seriousness, I mean, it proved to them that not only were they right, but other people were too, that had the courage to stand up. What I hear all the time, every day, is, I saw the same thing you did. And I'm like, well, say something. Come on the show. Well, I could never do that. I have a career. I have kids. Somebody's going to have to stand up at some point. All right. I already went first. And not even me. Everybody, there's already people going first. You can come out. It's safe now. Alex Jones is crazier than you. So, yeah. I got on that rant. Sorry.
Well, I guess I'm gonna come out then. I'm a transsexual vampire.
The teenage girls will love you.
Just call me Edward, except for I don't sparkle like a bitch.
Yeah. See, you're a real vampire. You get all gory and bloody with it.
Oh yeah, Nosferatu, man. All right, time for you to come out, Eldon.
I'm already out, bud. I'm.
Yeah, aren't you psychic or something?
No, I'm not psychic.
Somebody I was talking to recently revealed they were psychic. I was like, is that what you guys, or is it like somebody else? Whatever. However, I'm not.
That does sound like somebody I know, though.
I didn't say I was a psychic. I said I was a sensitive.
Oh, he said, all sneaky like.
Oh yeah.
Sensitive to what?
That puts Brian in the spotlight.
Boo. Boo.
Hey, you started this. So, what does sensitive mean for those people who may not know?
What's that?
What does sensitive mean for people who may not know? Like today, we had a question about what is supernatural or what does paranormal mean. Maybe somebody doesn't know what sensitive means.
Yeah, that is true.
You want to take it, Brian, or you want me to take it?
Go ahead.
So sensitive is, it's almost like a sixth sense, and I believe we all have it, every one of us.
Okay, all right.
It's almost like you can compare it to like say an arm muscle, a bicep or a tricep. All right, and some of us we have weak biceps, some of us have strong biceps, depending on how well we exercise it and we work those muscles. Right. Sensitivity is the same way. The more you go out and expose yourself to paranormal activity and this type of work, the more sensitive you get to it. And what the sensitivity is of it, some people may get a sense of feeling ill in the presence of spirits. Other people may get, an electrifying feeling, almost kind of like an electrical charge through their body. They get some kind of sensation or some type of body reaction in the presence of a spirit.
Right. Okay, gotcha. Like the hair standing up or the goosebumps.
Correct. Yeah, that's a sensitive. Now, when you're sensitive, you can't tell what kind of spirit you're dealing with, whether they're male, female, what they're saying. You can't see them. You have but something's there. That's all that sensitivity is. Okay. It's not empathic. It's not being a medium.
All right. So
the chicken skin and the hair raising.
Right.
But it's like there's also a little bit more to being sensitive as well. Like with me, I was a sensitive before I came into the field. Like me and my sister could be, hundreds of miles away. And every time she would feel sad, depressed, angry, I would get the sensation of what she was feeling.
Which is empathic.
I would immediately pick up the phone and I would call my sister and be like, dude, what's wrong with you? And then after a while, I started being able to pick up on people's energy and vibes.
Okay.
Like I can talk to somebody for 5 or less minutes and know right off the bat whether this guy is trouble or whether this guy has a good soul or spirit.
So So what Brian's describing right here is empathy is what he's doing. He's a little
Right.
bit of empathic is what he's describing.
Right. So, but you wouldn't classify yourself as a psychic then.
Oh, hell no.
Cool. I understand the difference. I understand that difference. We get that a lot on the coffee show. Is like people will ask what the difference is between like psychics and magic and all these different things. And it's like I don't have time to put you guys through Hogwarts. Sorry. But it's different parts of the brain. Different parts of the brain which are different, which are sensitive to different non-visible radiation energies. And that's where your pineal gland comes in. I'm sure you guys have heard about that a lot with the love and light crowd. It's your pineal gland. That's what it's for. That's why they call it a third eye, but it's in the middle of your skull where no visible light can penetrate because it's not tuned to visible light.
My God, Cass.
Huh? What I do?
You are just like an encyclopedia of some of the nerdiest shit
Oh yeah.
I've heard in so long. You and my wife would get along famously.
Let me rant sometime about how Star Wars borrows from the Vedic text. That'll be entertaining.
Don't even bring that up to her. She'll start speaking Klingon and pull out her fucking Klingon sword.
It's called a batleth, you patach.
Well, her batleth will bring all the Picards to the yard.
And they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right. It's better than yours. I would grow
That's
some
actually a shirt that I am buying her for her birthday.
Thank you, son. Awesome. My wife likes that kind of stuff too, nerd shirts.
And there's another shirt that says, I'm Vulcan in the streets, but I'm Klingon in the sheets.
All right, baby. That's the way it goes.
Oh, shit.
We must be out of cream.
Uh-oh, somebody didn't milk the cow.
Yeah, unfortunately, I found out it was a bull. Would have been easier if I found that out sooner.
Hey,
yeah,
Brian.
I can imagine that was a lot of milking.
Hey, Brian.
Yes, sir.
We have a problem. You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is, right? You know what the problem here is, right?
You, sir, are out of your coffee.
This is not good. This is, you see this right here? This is not good.
Watch out, everybody.
Put it away.
On that note, I'm going to be right back.
All right, Cass. So I want you to do something for me.
Sure.
Okay. Off the top of your head, first 3 mythological creatures that come into your head. Start a story.
Start a story.
Yep.
All right. Gather round, children, and I shall tell you the tale. Hercules' labors were not finished when he slew the Hydra. He went on to greater things that they do not speak of in the texts.
Dude, we're so doing audio books together.
Hey, I told you I'm a game master, dude. I can't help it. I mean, when it came time to do the show, I was like, how do I do this? And my bro Dan goes, dude, just do the show like you're running game. And I'm like, okay. So I did. Hence all the singing and joking and character voices.
All right, Brian.
It's very well done.
We can now carry on. We can carry on now. We can move forward. We are good to go.
Very
nice. Carry, okay.
The Pepsi meter is reading full.
Back when my nieces and nephews were probably between the ages of 8 and 11 and 7 and 10, when it was bedtime, they would always ask me, they would come up to me and say, Uncle Bubba, Uncle Bubba. And I'd get a smile on my face because I knew what was coming. And I'd be like, yes, kids, we want you to come read us a bedtime story.
Whoa.
Well, see, my version of reading a bedtime story to the kids was to think about the most gruesome thing that I could think of. And I would go in there and I would sit down and I would tell them these horrific stories about a serial killer back in the 70s that would murder little children and take their teeth and this and that.
I thought this was going to go another way.
And I would go for like 20, 30 minutes with it. And then I'd put them in the pitch black. And about 10, 15 minutes later, me and my buddy Rick would go outside and start tapping on their windows and making these growls and
Yeah. Scare us, scare us.
right.
Yeah.
See, like my kid, my sister's kids, I mean, they grew up like I did, man. We were watching Freddy Krueger and Jason at 4 years
Freddy
old.
Krueger used to walk together. That was her baby.
Yeah, we used to put my oldest niece Hannah down in front of the TV and put in Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 6, and she would sit there and not move until they were all done.
God. Yeah, we would not have gotten along.
Hey, Brian, you're just like your name says, brother. You are a bully, bro.
That's right. That's right.
You are a bully.
Oh, okay.
Hey, they asked
gotta-
for it, dude.
I got to tell you one more story. So my sister's niece from Seattle was staying the night, and me and Rick got this just brilliant idea. You know, it was in October. He had his entire Freddy outfit with him. And so he walked into the bathroom, and in the bathroom, there's no bathtub. It's just this huge shower, a walk-in shower with a shower curtain.
Right.
Well, he goes behind the shower curtain, and I stand in front of it. And my sister comes in, and I said, hey, call Shayna and tell her to come here. So Shayna comes in the bathroom, and I just start talking to her, and all of a sudden you see Rick's hand with the Kruger glove coming out, wraps around my neck. I throw myself back, start screaming bloody murder. This poor little girl wiggled her way in between my sister's legs, through her legs, out the door, down a block and a half, screaming bloody murder.
Wow. That's mean. I love it.
Wow.
You know how hard it was to get her back in the house?
Dude, she wouldn't come back in this house for like 2 fucking hours.
Oh, that might have gone a little too far then.
It could have, but oh my God, that has to have been the funniest moment I've had with a kid
And
yet.
Brian, that's why you're the bully.
See, I tried to do something like that with my son, and I paid the price. You
Oh,
very
what
first time
happened?
dude, he was 4 years old, and I thought I'd play a trick on him. I got my skeleton mask and my skeleton gloves, and then I had Shannon call him, like, Ray, help! And then I got behind her, and he comes in, he sees her, and we go raw, do the whole thing. Like he went stone and just went for me. Like, you've got my mama.
No.
And I'm like, whoa. It was, I paid the price. That's why I don't scare my kids now. I probably would have scared him if I didn't involve his mama. You know what I mean? That's probably where it kicked in. You know, I could have
Right.
scared him, but you know.
You know, my dad once scared my brother to the point of pissing his pants and screaming like a schoolgirl.
Mm.
He wouldn't quit messing with me, and he wouldn't quit scaring me.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad told him to go take out the garbage.
Right.
Well, Dad runs around the other side of the house into the garage, puts this weird mask on, fires up a chainsaw, and proceeds to chase my brother around the outside of the house.
That might be going too
4 to
far.
5 times.
Yeah, that might be going too far. See, my dad used to play pranks on that like me, and for me, and I loved it. So I'm right there with your niece and nephew. I loved that stuff as a kid.
We had to change your name there, brother, because I think you just made it from bully to bully junior. Because I think your dad just seriously topped you all day long, brother. Holy cow!
So
So
I never know where the line is. You know, it's like, wait. Was this too far? Yes. Drawing blood is too far, Cass. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no, like, I have no, what is it? Like a sense of when you're going too far, you know? So it's really easy to offend people a lot, especially if snowflakes. I'm good.
yeah, I figure as long as you don't make them break bones or kill them, you're good.
Yeah, that's more of my wife's beliefs too. But she knows how far is too far. You know what I mean? So she does fun pranks. You know, I'll get it someday. Like one day, for example, one time she made the entire what's it called? Ren Fair piss green. That was funny. But she does that kind of thing. You know.
Right. So Eldon, what about you, man? Do you and Erica scare each other, play pranks on each other, completely terrify the kids?
We scare the hell out of each other every day. Are you kidding me?
I mean, granted, he has to look at your face, but I mean that's not what I'm talking about.
Wow. Hey, Brian, guess what? Last week.
Okay, Matt Barron.
It's just kidding you, buddy.
Oh, and yes, on if I get a vote, I vote yes on CBD toilet paper.
Absolutely, I think so too. I vote yes.
It's a sensitive mucus membrane. The absorption is quite high in that
Hey,
area.
there's nothing wrong with trying to get your bungholio to relax. Okay.
Oh,
If it doesn't work, there's always the turkey baster method.
I think it's only fair that CBD toilet paper should be just for men. Because here's the thing, guys. They have THC tampons for women.
See, that's not fair.
Cramps.
They claim it's to help them with cramps.
Wait, are you being serious right now? They have THC tampons.
You can go to a weed shop and you can buy.
I'm looking this up.
I'm in Denver. I'm going to look.
THC tampon. I'm looking this up right now.
Actually,
share your screen, dude. Share your screen so the fans can see it.
Yeah, I'm liking StreamYard more and more. This is very cool.
You know, there's nothing like stopping the bleeding and getting a severe case of the munchies.
As long as it's something with iron in it, right? I'm gonna have to let Shannon know about that. Wow.
You know,
Shannon, apparently they have THC tampons now. Right?
Really?
Oh my God. Cass, there's something that I want to ask you so bad.
Sure.
But I'm afraid it's going too far on the podcast.
It's your podcast. I'm warning you, don't shake the thing. Yeah, don't shake the tree if you don't want an answer.
And you know what really sucks about that is I just lost what I was going to ask you to.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's me.
Oh.
I'm too much weed man right now.
So, I didn't take it too far on the podcast with that Betty White joke, did I?
No. Like I said, basically we push it as far as they will literally allow us to go, and the fact that their little stupid snowflake rules puts me right at the top of their pyramid helps a lot. Because like anytime they want to censor me, I can go, hey, censor a trans person. Go ahead, I'll just take this to Twitter, and they're like, oh, I guess you can say whatever you want. Like, yeah, fuckers. Yeah, I have Klinefelter syndrome, so they don't know how to deal with it. So as a result, I get to basically just do my own thing, you know.
Nice.
I hate resorting to that, but I mean, if they're going to go that far, we're at war, man. So
Yeah,
fuck 'em.
no doubt. So I got to know, Cass, are you a Godzilla fan?
Huge Godzilla fan.
Yes. What was your favorite one?
Godzilla 1985. I love the way they redesigned the creature effects, and that started the whole era of that sort of design for Godzilla. But Godzilla 1985 was definitely my favorite.
Godzilla versus Ghidorah.
Monster Zero.
Monster Zero was good.
Yeah. What'd you think of the new ones? The I can't remember what they're calling the new universe with the the new monster movies.
You know, I thought the new one was pretty good. I was actually impressed with it. The new Kong, however, I didn't really care for.
I think they maybe they should have gone with a more older Kong, but I think they were trying to go with that one being like an adolescent in the species. I could be wrong.
Yeah. There you go, fellas. There is your cannabis tampons.
I'm speechless.
And they're only $9.99.
They're real, Shannon.
I'm
ordering some for you.
They're called smell-proof doob tubes.
Smell-proof doob tubes are the names of the THC tampons.
It can be yours for only $9.99, brother.
For $9.99, you get 8 of them.
It is a darn good thing this is not a PC show, or we'd be in so much trouble right now. We'd be out of the club. That's it. Got to cancel us. Sorry, guys.
This may sound like a weird question, but does that mean if a guy tries to use one, they're going to get stoned?
Well, the tissue inside the anus is remarkably similar to the tissue inside the vagina, to the point that an implanted egg could theoretically survive in the rectum of a male. So I would say yes. But more science needed. Any volunteers? I'm not doing it. I'm the egghead that sits back with a clipboard going, how does your tushy feel?
Zach Bagan. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there.
Okay, is it over with now?
Oh, wait a minute. No, that wouldn't be a tampon. That would be a douche. My bad.
God, oh my God, there's a movie called Sausage Party I think you'd like.
Yeah. Wow. Starring Zach Bagans.
I think we found motion picture number 3.
There we go. I think that's a reference and I don't get it, but I feel like saying there we go.
Exactly. It's Sausage
there you
Party
go.
3, man.
It's a statement in of itself, really. It's one of the finer points of the English language. Kind of like how you can say fuck and it means anything you want.
Yeah, right.
How disappointed were you, Cass, when you first watched The Lord of the Rings and you found out that they had Zach's last name?
I don't know about Zach, but don't get me started.
I mean, think about it. They were the Bagginses. Zach
Mhm.
Baggins. The Bagginses.
I'm missing a
Same.
joke, aren't I?
Man, okay. What did they call Frodo's last name?
Baggins.
What is Zach's last name from Ghost Adventures?
I don't know. That's where the joke is. I don't know this guy. I don't watch that show. I hate those fucking
Oh
shows.
my God. We really got to work with this guy, Al?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let it slide.
No, I'm sitting. Whenever I watch those shows, I'm sitting here watching and going, "Where is your this equipment, that equipment?" It's like if you guys were for real, you'd be dead by now. Get off my TV. I take that shit way too seriously. Like Vampire Hunter movies. You know, I'm like sitting here going, "You guys." Yeah, I don't like that. It just I gotta take it way too seriously. You know. It's like I'm one of those guys that watches a new Star Wars movie and can't just enjoy it because I'm sitting here going, "That's not how it happened in the books." You know what I mean?
Remind me never to watch a movie with you.
Oh no, I keep it under control. Don't worry.
So who Brian is referring to as Zach Bagans that we all know from Ghost Adventures? You know, this would be the
Gotcha.
fellow here, right? Yeah.
My mom taught me not to say anything if I don't have something nice to say, but he has a very punchable face. I hate to say that about somebody I don't know, but it just there's something about it, you know.
Hey, you know, I love fruit. I love the hell out of fruit punch too, man. I think that is a very cool drink, bro.
I agree.
How about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Or a ghost energy drink. Are you a paranormal investigator in an investigation and dog-ass tired? Grab yourself a ghost and recharge your spiritual energy.
Is that a real product?
Yes, it is.
It looks very yummy.
Yeah, it's actually available. It's available at GNC, and if you're familiar with Circle K Corporation, Circle K also sells it.
Well, I'm gonna try some. That looks really yummy, actually.
You
have a competitor, monster. You better step up your game.
Right. Personally, I'd prefer to drink Wired X's anyways. I mean, they're 344 milligrams of caffeine.
What's that? You said numbers and my brain broke.
344 milligrams of caffeine per can.
And how much is in a standard can of soda?
No, hang on a minute.
16 ounces.
Hang on. I can tell you that right now. Let's see. Caffeine in this thing. It doesn't even show. Look at that. No caffeine in this thing. What's wrong with them? Is it so much caffeine they don't want to even put it on here or what?
Be careful. It's a scroll. Sorry.
No, it just says it's got caffeine, but it doesn't tell you how much caffeine is in a dang soda. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to Google that shit.
Yeah. Because if it's got more caffeine than a soda, I'm on board. Let's do it. You know? Trouble is, I was trying to think you were giving the number. I'm like, I don't know that. Huh.
But yeah, this energy drink has 344 milligrams per can. And the plus side is it comes in strawberry lemonade.
Nice. Like I said, that looks yummy. I'm going to see if I can get my hands on some.
Yeah, I definitely want some ghost energy drink.
Let's see. Looks like there's 39 milligrams of caffeine in a standardized 12-ounce can of Pepsi.
Oh, yeah. Hook it up to my arm. Let's go. I was thinking more like maybe 90, you know, but nice. Thank you, sir.
Maybe in the 1990s, bro.
Hey, dude, in the 90s, we had Jolt 2, so I don't think...
Yeah, there you go. Back then.
Don't forget Surge, too.
Right. Dude, for those of you who weren't there in the 90s, yeah, they didn't have, safety restrictions on things like that. So, yeah.
No, they also made good movies.
Right. And good music. I missed the 90s.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think anybody can really top the hair metal stage from the 80s.
Hey, shut up. What's wrong with that?
No, I'm saying there ain't nothing that's ever going to top that, dude.
No, you mean the big hair band-aids, boy? Shoot.
Dude, you ain't going to top Poison or Cinderella or Rat or Def Leppard.
I love Def Leppard.
Or Motley Crue.
Love Motley Crue.
White Zombie.
You know,
Oh,
I got to go back to 1983 when Metallica started. Man, that was my thing. I love Metallica.
You know, I have to go
That's
back
a
to
good one,
the
too.
late 80s.
Metallica Black is my favorite.
When Pantera first started.
Ah, 80s butt rock. Ah.
Butt rock.
Very funny, Cass.
Yeah.
You're going to really get a kick out of this. I have 2 children. I have a 4-year-old boy by the name of Michael James. And I have an 8-year-old daughter by the name of Pantera Rose.
Nice. Every
And
rose has its
the final fight before we decided on Pantera was either going to be Pantera Rose or Nirvana Lynn.
I like that.
So I think you might want to give somebody, whoever's in the background there, sounds like they need some oxygen or something or some CPR. There you go. Somebody's right there, man.
Call the men in white.
Right.
Wrong men in white.
Oh, don't do that. They'll come to take me away, haha.
Hee ho ho to the funny part. Don't give me song cues.
Hey, bro, it's
The
the
audience
final
plays with me
countdown.
with that. What was that?
It's the final countdown.
It's the final count. Stop it.
Hey, you know, nothing else matters, Cass.
Okay, I am gonna start meditating and drown this out. I veto.
Hey, Eldon, we should totally have him ride the lightning sometime and go to the land of justice for all.
Oh, I hate you both.
Think we should, man.
God, he's breaking my inner jukebox.
But you know what? Here's the thing. At the end of the night, it'll all fade to black, brother.
You know, it actually will. And you know, it'll go round and round.
My
And
brain
just
is
remember
trying to
that I
make
am
this song
nobody
when you're doing this to me. I'm telling Chris on you guys.
Oh, this is great. Hey, are you having hysteria right now?
That you can wear underneath your.
My forehead itches. I don't know if you can see. Now the audience will do that to me, like right when I'm in the middle of a deep subject, especially Drac. He'll throw one at me and then watch how I like twist it into the subject. You know, I do that like on the fly, Weird Al stuff.
Do you get night terrors, Cass? Like when the closet door open
But they don't really know.
and it's Enter Sandman?
Kind of feeling weird about it.
That's my favorite one too.
That one and the Unforgiven
Little
2.
baby, don't say a word, and
Okay.
never mind that guy you heard. He's just trying to get you to sing for his audience and for bling. Sorry.
So
I
you know what
couldn't take it
happens?
anymore.
So you know what happens when you see the Sandman out of your closet, or don't you, Brian? You got to leave your room, go outside, put a tent out, all that kind of good shit. Then you look up at the stars and you see the belt of Orion.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then you have to kill them all.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were off that for a second. Then no, you just brought me right. See, they pulled me right back in. I try to stop, and they pull me right back in.
You know, El, I think when we make our first road trip for filming, we need to go to Colorado and take out Cass to a karaoke bar.
Oh, that would be great. I've never been. I've never.
I'd like to do that on the roof of a karaoke bar. Has that ever been done? Has that ever been done? I think that would be pretty cool.
I think U2 did that, and then they got in trouble.
I don't think my fat ass would make it to the top of the roof of a karaoke.
No, we just have to rent a crane, bro. Don't worry about it. We can get that done.
Damn.
Now,
you know,
I like his wife.
I'll be right back.
Style of crane.
What was that?
I said, do I get to pick the style of crane?
Oh, I don't know. I might go with Edward Crane.
How long my hair?
That's right. Carry me up those stairs, Scarecrow.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to.
You know, that
I am gonna go get it.
that kind of sounds like a Wizard of Oz 70s softcore spinoff.
Actually, I probably don't have to right now.
You know, there's a surprising number of Batman villains you can do that with.
Healthy, Phil.
You know, if you ever think about it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's a rich guy who spends his money dressing up as a leather bat and strutting around town. I mean, there's bound to be some kinky shit in there.
Whips and chains and scarves. Oh, my.
Whips and chains, pigs and donkeys, Alice Cooper, baby.
And had her arm around my neck like this and start snoring my hair.
Oh, that's
And
great.
the last thing she tells me before she goes to bed is, "You smell good."
So, you know, I got to know, Cass.
Sure.
What got you into the paranormal field, man?
Okay, are you ready for a long story? Or should I do the short version?
Give me the short, medium version.
All right. Okay, so I've been involved in the paranormal field since I was 5 years old. My father would take me around to the various gigs and such and have me do psychic pet tricks to attract producers, you know, get jobs, things like that. And little by little, that led to bigger and bigger shit until MJC Paranormal says, "What's up, Cat Solo with a lightsaber?" And I think if you pronounce that properly, it's light sabor, you know, which is Rudyard Kipling for Jaguar. So yeah, it works.
Dude, MJC's my boy, man.
Cool. I'm glad he's not a heckler because I didn't know how to take that. But yeah, so that's how I got started, and then that led to bigger and bigger things. And my father, basically, the better I got with doing the quote unquote psychic pet tricks, the more stuff he had me do. And that finally got me involved in the cattle mutilations up north. And then from there, it was just craziness. And then once I finally got away from all of that, I got into science, and it was half to prove myself crazy, you know, because I've had these memories and shit since I was born. They go back a long time.
You know, on a serious note, Cass, what do you think is actually attributed to those mutilations, man? That's a very interesting subject.
Well, how detailed an answer do you want?
Hey, roll with it, man. What do you think? What do you?
The beings that you guys call mantids, my people call them kute, and they're basically more or less the undisputed masters of genetic technology. One of the reasons why second contact isn't happening yet is because the radiation between species can't be normalized. Now, for those of you who want to look this up at home, you'll see on the very, very, very bleeding edge of NASA science, they've just discovered the possibility that basically individual biologicals require the radiation from their home planet. And they discovered this because they were trying to put, you know how they're trying to put astronauts on Mars. And they realized we can't do that yet. They will die. Even you could make a perfect scenario on Mars, they will still die. Okay, biologicals require their home planet's radiation. It's just natural. Okay, the problem with that radiation being what it is two different incompatible life forms. I missed that comment. I didn't have a chance to read it. I read slow. The problem is radiation being what it is various varying biological life forms are essentially poisonous to one another. Okay, so now a lot of you guys have been. Oh yeah, I want to study Skinwalker Ranch. We're actually as our first stop once we can get funding is an actual investigation of Skinwalker Ranch. You know, physics and all of it. You know, I want to know what's going on. Okay, so now a lot of you guys have seen, like, on the pictures of Anunnaki, they have the purses, right? What those were, and still are actually, is radiation normalization devices. So it makes it so that two different biological beings can be in the same area without killing each other, right? Now, for those of you who think I'm full of shit, I want you to check out the examples of the people who have had encounters with extraterrestrials, like Betty and Barney Hill. Something that's just being discovered, and it's pretty important, is that the sicknesses that these people have after their encounters are eerily and scarily consistent with radiation burns. And so what they're finding now is it's not gamma radiation like what you guys were taught to look for in the 50s. It's ionic radiation. Okay? So that's part of my proof. So what's going on with the cattle mutilations is they're testing it on lower life forms, which I know the animal lovers in the audience are going to disagree that they're lower life forms. I'm with you, but we're talking about bugs here. They don't exactly see what we see as mammals. You know what I mean? So here's the problem. The radiation technology creates a bit of a rift in gravity. This is very, very necessary. It sucks the harmful radiation out. The problem is this is creating an actual rift in gravity. So what's happening is all of the various flesh that's inside the zone that's being tested is being instantaneously sucked into a quark-sized black hole. That's why all the wounds are molecularly precise without any kind of burns whatsoever. Basically, the molecules are being yanked sideways.
Yeah, a lot of the claim says that it looks like it's surgically done, but there's
Right.
no further evidence supporting, any kind of human interaction with the carcasses.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, and that's literally what's causing it. They're trying to get it normalized, and as you guys have noted, I'm sure people have noticed that the mutilations have gone down sharply, but the close sightings have gone up sharply.
Mhm.
Okay, this is not Cassidy correlating crap that's not there. I know I sound crazy now, but give it a minute. So, I'll sound crazier.
I have a two-part question for you.
Sure.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounded like to me that you stated that aliens can't breathe the air in our atmosphere or they'll die.
Partly.
In your opinion, how many species of extraterrestrials do you personally believe are on the Earth at this moment?
I tried to count once, and I lost count at 72. I've heard other people claim that there's up to like 135. Like apparently there's this Russian dossier that says there's like 170 species here. I don't know. I couldn't name them all. I did this tally like 10 years ago. So MJC says everyone has been lied to and brainwashed to believe that this doesn't exist. About 4,000 years ago, we lived hand in hand with these heavenly bodies. Exactly, and that's what allows me to be here. That exact genetic configuration.
Oh, why do they have forms of humans if they're in fact alien?
Well, it depends on the tribe. Are you talking about the ones that are conducting nasty experiments on humans and treat you like cattle? Or are you talking about the ones that are trying to ferry, like ARC projects and things like that? There's lots of different things going on here, and I don't know all of it by a long shot. So give me a little context.
All right. Well, you state that there's over 79 different species on the planet Earth, but all anybody ever sees are humans.
Yeah.
So does that mean all these races take the form or the shape of human? And if so, why?
Well, the ones that can do. Now that gets into spirituality, or what humans would call spirituality, but a lot of what humans call spirituality is actually science, just extremely high level science. So spiritually speaking, there is a factor and a phenomenon that you guys have probably heard of. It's called the veil. So what this means is that the human mind tends to see what it expects. Now, this bears out in science in forms like periodic illusions. You know what I mean? So the human mind tends to see what it expects. You know, this includes aliens. You know, this people will walk around and you'll see that they're vaguely human enough, and your eye will just skip right over them. It's a very, very serious problem, and it's one that stems from overpopulation. You know, your species are getting trained to not look each other in the eye, and that's a big problem. You know, so that's one factor. Another factor is that a lot of the species out there can't quite use the same consciousness of light technology. So beings like the Pleiadians, you know, the ones that befriended, you know, most of the indigenous peoples, they can use it. You know, their technology is light and consciousness in part. You know, my people's technology isn't based almost entirely in light and consciousness. So we can be here very easily using the genetic framework that the quote unquote star people set up. You know, so any species that can, if they have the balls to come here themselves, which is very rare actually, you know, one of the options for certain technological bases is to utilize the human genetics, the human genome. You know, and that's where you get like the hybridization programs, because certain species and tribes are trying to take from humans. Does that make sense? They're trying to take something from you, the spark. So it's a really branching. It sprawls out in all directions. You know, but humans would have a lot easier time with all this if they could understand that the indigenous people know what's up. Now they may have very primitive ways to describe it. You know, they may say star people instead of, you know, those aliens over there using this kind of spaceship and this kind of technology. But who cares? You know, when the Native Americans, around about the year 2000, the Native Americans tried to inform NASA that the sun was rising in the wrong spot. And the whole world said, ha ha ha, oh, oh, yes, you poor little children. And then NASA examined it and they found out, yeah, the sun actually is. The things that the various indigenous peoples have been saying are coming true or would come true are. Much like, you know, a lot of the various end of the world prophecies. You know, none of these prophecies are about the end of the world. They're about a beginning of a new world. See? So that's why I say a lot of this has a lot more to do with old Native American stories than it does ray guns and little green men. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I kind of like the theory of little green men.
Oh, they're there. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of this has to do with like planes of consciousness and things that humans have written off as spiritual and mumbo jumbo. You know, and that's one of the why I asked the question, just, you know, on the other show today. Isn't it possible that Bronze Age savages were witnessing high science? You know, and I'm not going the ancient aliens route because they don't deal with the spirituality.
I mean, it brings you back, you know, to, you know, say the Native Americans, when they were painting on the cave walls all these weird and ominous creatures that they portrayed to be God.
Yeah. The question I have is, were these people like taking a mushroom or something like ayahuasca and then having a shared vision, or was it something physical they were seeing? That's my question.
Yeah, I personally think on that aspect, I'd say it would be a 50-50 thing.
I'm hoping physical. I want to see some shit. I want to see spaceships coming down. I want to see dragons. You know what I mean?
Right.
40 years of darkness, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
No, I love what y'all was talking about. Yeah, I've been studying this stuff for years, and I feel very close with it.
Good, because I thank you. I'm glad to know that. A lot of people start looking into this, decide it's BS, and then stop. But it takes time to really get into the into the nitty gritty.
So, by the way, Cassidy, this is Mason with MJC Paranormal. MJC, this here is Cassidy, man.
It's nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you too, bro.
So, Cass,
Yo.
what is your take on the famous two-legged folklore creature who stands over 10 feet tall, is covered in hair, goes by a number of names, but we know him best as being called the Bigfoot?
I had a feeling you were going there. Bigfoot is very, very real, folks. I don't have proof. I've never seen a Bigfoot in real life, but we're hoping to change that. The thing is what people need to understand is that the Sasquatch are a very highly advanced race. They are possessed of interdimensional, what you might call technology. You could call it magic. At that level of manipulating energies, they're kind of hard to distinguish. Okay. That being said, yeah, we can talk evolutionary paths. We can talk where their world and ours divided. Where do you want to go, broski? There's four.
I want to know how many different names that you know of that they call Bigfoot.
Not very many. And I actually have a really hard time remembering what the word for Sasquatch is in Lakota, which is the language I try to use. I actually only know Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yowie, and I cannot remember the names, and of course Yeti. I can't remember the names of the Siberian breeds or the East Asian breeds. But I've identified 4 different subspecies. I think there might be.
There's also little ones. They're like little ones.
Yeah.
They don't get that big, you know.
Yeah, in Australia.
Yeah.
You
Manahuni, is it called the Manahuni? That's like a little tiny one.
I actually don't know. I'm going to be completely honest. I've had many attempts on my life, and one of them crushed the back of my skull in. I have a really hard time with names and numbers. Yeah.
So the term in Lakota is Chaya Tanka.
Thank you, sir.
And that particular term means big elder brother, for those of you who don't know what that means.
Yes, sir. And that's why you'll often hear me just say uncle or big brother or things like that. Their species and yours are very much related, like to the point that you're biologically compatible, if you know what I mean.
You can't forget about the good old Ohio grassman, you know, and then there's
never heard of that one.
Oh man, I used to watch Mountain Monsters all the time.
See,
then what did they call?
I believe it's like a Bigfoot, but see, it's the environment that it's in. Think the algae, or it could be. Some people say that their hair itself can, when the light hits it, it changes colors. They can turn invisible,
like a chameleon.
I can believe that.
It's like their hair is it when they. That's why they stay in the shadows and stuff, and they mostly come out at night. It's because their hair, they can literally turn invisible. That's why people rarely ever see them.
Gentlemen, this is like everything paranormal here. We've talked about haunts tonight. We've talked about ufology tonight, cryptozoology. This is just phenomenal.
I'm here to tell everybody.
It's all interconnected.
Absolutely.
I have seen Bigfoot 4 times in my life, and 2 of them encounters were close.
And I was not your memories. Okay, so get this. I'm not trying to brag or nothing, because I've never seen Bigfoot. I'm trying, but according to the Lakota, I'm supposed to be meeting with, or not just me, but like anybody on the mission. The skinwalkers, uncle, and the people all need to be united. And I didn't even know the skinwalkers were apart. So this is like some Lakota shit that I don't know.
So I do want to give a fun fact, and this is all for fun. This is entertainment, but they have they have introduced and identified a new species, and we've kind of done this, and actually I think Brian actually investigated this a little bit, and discovered, and it's called the Cardboard Rick.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yes. The Cardboard Rick is quite the phenomenal creature.
I got serious as hell, man. I thought I was about to find some shit out. I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah, I thought it pissed you off.
I gave you one.
The ominous cardboard is by us.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
There he is. Cardboard Rick. What's up, Rick?
Hey, what's up, Rick?
What's up, man?
Hey.
Uh-oh. We're missing a Cassidy.
Yeah. Cassidy said, uh-oh, that is a new species. I can't identify it. So what's up, man?
I see baby Yoda back there, and damn, what's that cartoon called? Lola and Stitch or some shit.
Lilo and
Ain't that
Stitch?
shit? Yeah.
So what's up, Mason?
Not shit, man. Busting my ass working.
Good. It keeps you busy, man.
Hey, did y'all see that new video? It's actually from older clips, but I caught full body apparitions, man, that I didn't know that I caught, and I actually done zoom on them and stuff, dude. It's incredible shit, dude.
No,
It's
man.
like-
When you gonna send me the link to it, bro, so I can watch it?
Yes, it's on YouTube. MJC is the last
Oh,
video
it's on your channel?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
hold
bad.
up. I might actually try to find that here. Hang on a minute. I might actually try to find it. If you don't mind, I'll actually share it.
Mason, dude, you got to start telling me when you drop your videos, man, because I never know when you drop them.
I know
What's it-
it's really not planned. Nothing is, man. I just when I make them, I throw them right up. And some people schedule them, and I probably do need to start doing that. But shit, dude, I've been so busy, I haven't had time to do shit.
So what's it titled, Mason? Recapping
Oh,
clips from past
yeah.
videos?
yeah. Now I did do this, so I'm going to go ahead and warn y'all. I got an extra long clip of my woman's ass, and I did not mean to do that. So, and I just, dude, my wife is gonna be so pissed off because I was just watching it on my phone, and I was like, oh shit, and dude.
Dude, this show is
So, Mason, that song we came up with, buddy, I found a producer to send it to, and dude, they're gonna put a beat to it and try to fucking do it as a song.
Oh,
Nice.
hell yeah. That's badass.
Right?
So this is it right here that we're looking at, right, Mason?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Is that Castle Bran? Was that Dracula's castle?
So where's that apparition you were talking about? Do you have a idea
Well,
on where
there's
that's
several of
video?
them. I caught some in the mini mansion, and I was the last person to ever videotape in this mansion.
What
This
about
mansion's
time frame
It's
on
been
this?
some famous videos.
Do you have
Sir?
it in minutes on here? Do you have it in minutes on here where it's at?
Oh shoot! If you just play it, dude, the evidence is about to blow y'all's minds, dude. I mean, all the way through. But I cut clips out of the best evidence, but
Yeah.
still, they were so much that I couldn't just do the whole videos, but it's 4 places that I combined. And
Nice.
it's some mind blowing shit, y'all. Y'all like poltergeist activity? The last
No.
one, I get poltergeist activity like off the scales, man. They were opening and slamming the doors in broad daylight at this haunted segregated schoolhouse in South Carolina. The shit's off the hook.
Right.
You know what I think, Mason?
So to
I
answer the
think you were publicly telling us stories, and I really think what happened is that poltergeist pinched your nipples, you liked it, and you're afraid to tell us.
yeah, that's that. Don't. Okay, so a message
He's
shady
trying to
ghost that we
notice
might
me,
encounter in
y'all.
the future. Don't do
I
that.
can't. Yeah, that's the truth.
To answer your question in that building on what we just saw, I've been involved in the supernatural community since I was 5, but nothing like what you guys do. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to, but I've never had a chance to.
All right,
It's real.
Eldon,
It's
when-
100% real.
when we do our trip,
believe you.
buddy, the first place we need to go is Colorado.
I agree.
Because we need
Well, I
to
don't-
take
Bro, I don't
Cat
have to
with
wait.
us.
See, here's the thing about it. See, I don't have to wait for that trip because Colorado is like just due north of me, like less than a day's drive. I can get to Denver in just a few hours. Okay, I don't have to wait for your trip. See, I can just pack up this equipment, head on up to Denver. I know that there's some good spots up there in Colorado, including the Stanley Hotel, including the location where Doc Holliday's buried. I know that there are some good places to go up there, and all I got to do is head just straight north,
That
snatch up Cassidae, and we can just roll, man.
that would be good. And hey, any investors, keep an eye. If this is what we can do on a slim budget, History Channel, give us a call.
Well, Eldon, you
But
are
no.
going to have to wait to do that until I'm down there.
Well, we're working on it. We're working on it.
That's gonna be badass. I mean, and not only that, Eldon, you live right there at Tombstone.
Yeah, you know, matter of fact, somebody's supposed to be hooking us up with an investigation needing to be done down there, I think. Isn't it, Cassidy?
Yes, sir. I'm waiting to hear back from Sabrina.
There you go.
So, but no, I understand that it's all real, Mason. I come from the other side. I'm a shaman. You know, I'm not Lakota by blood. I'm Shawnee by blood. But the Lakota did something for me, and so I walk their path. So I know it's for real because I spent
some peyote or some DMT. Let me know, and I will roll up.
That's exactly what my specialty was. They recognize what I do, and they're like, okay, your job is to watch them while they're having their trip. Keep them safe. So that's what I've done. And like I have a license and everything. I could legally take you on an ayahuasca trip.
Dude,
Cool,
that's
huh?
freaking awesome. I've always wanted to do shit.
10 times better to hang out with Cass now.
Oh, dude, I'll make you my special weed. Yeah, Jake here. Yeah. See, what I'll do is I'll get the weed and then I'll marinate it for 2 weeks straight, and I'll do my rituals on it and stuff. So it's not just marinated for 2 weeks butter; it's also awakened marinated 2 weeks in butter.
You got magical
hold on.
marijuana, dude?
That's what I do, dude.
Hold on.
Oh,
Okay, there we go.
dude.
Let's look
Like
at
I
the map.
said, I'm from the other side.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get involved in what you guys do because I thought that I've always had the thought that what I do could lend itself well. Maybe I could be like the weird guy, like, oh, I feel the spirits, you know, whatever. But it's like I've been doing exorcisms and shit my whole life. This is the next logical step, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
That's
that's
the
why I
crazy
don't watch Ghost
shit.
Hunters.
And by the way, Cass, I wouldn't be able to do any of your crazed weed, man. I've got a couple screws loose, man, and I'd probably go on a really bad trip and end up murdering half the town or something.
You might. It's not for the faint of heart. It's for people that need spiritual healing.
You have to remember, Bud. I know I don't think I've ever told you this, or nor have you seen me, but I'm not a tiny guy. I'm I'm 6'5" and about 385 pounds.
So I should call you tiny.
No,
Right.
he's considered a baby Bigfoot.
No. What I mean, I'm saying that because
Baby
I'm tall.
Bigfoot.
I'm saying that because I'm actually taller than him.
Oh, see,
Dang.
what I am is I am a Bubba.
See, you and I are legal giants. Did you know that? Anything over 6'4" is legally a giant.
Hell yeah.
Cool, huh? We'll be the littlest dudes at the giant concert.
Hey, I'm all right with that.
Dude, I
How
love it.
tall
I
are you,
love it.
Cass?
6'5" and a
Hey,
half.
guys, check this out. Check this out.
Kenny says 6'5" and 380 is obese. Hold on a second there, Bubba Louie. We got to talk about body muscle index. Okay, body mass index. It's a real big game changer. All right. Yeah, like The Rock is more than that, weighs more than that, but I guarantee you it's all muscle. The Rock is not obese. I was obese.
What does
Here's
The Rock
what
weigh? Do we know what The Rock weighs?
Hey, could
About
you look up how much
285.
Dwayne Johnson? Could you look up how much Dwayne Johnson
Yeah.
weighs?
I'm going to do that right now.
285.
No, Kenny's actually right. 380 pounds is obese. But what people fail to realize is that I'm actually in shape.
That's,
You know
that's
why?
me.
You know why? It's
Why?
because round is a shape,
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
and I am a
thought-
round guy.
Fair enough. And Broski was you guys is The Rock is 260 pounds on his bio.
Yep, 260, 6'5".
Damn, I weighed that much when I was skin and bone.
Now, imagine only body mass index you need is if you can see your pecker naked in the shower.
Wait a minute. How,
Now that
wait,
I believe is a scientific measurement.
whoa, hold up just a minute.
I've always said I'm
How much-
happy, but if one day if I stand up straight and can't see him anymore, then
So-
that's when I got to make a change.
let's
Yeah.
let's put this in perspective. So, Brian, how much did you say you weighed?
385 pounds, and not to get X-rated, but Kenny, you are wrong, brother. I can actually see my pecker still.
Yeah, see that's what I was wondering is if your muscle is marbled with the fat. You know what I mean?
So,
It may only be a little bit, but a little bit counts.
just to put in perspective, so the Big Show is 383 pounds at 7 foot.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I don't watch wrestling. I just my cousin's friends used to say I looked like the Big Show. I used to be a really big guy, like really big guy. I let myself get really fat to hide my boobs. So I was really big, clean shaven, and I don't know what this Big Show guy looks like. But you were talking about wrestling, and that's the only thing I know about wrestling.
Let's see.
Oh,
This
no.
is
Oh,
reminding me of the Giants and the damn Anunnaki and all this stuff, man.
Dude, you have no. I had to spend literally years with the Native Americans specifically because of that. See, my hair is red in the sunlight. I'm not a redhead, but you know how your hair will take like a tint in the sunlight?
Yeah.
Native Americans have an issue with redheaded giants.
It's a trait from a Nephilim,
Yeah,
giant.
exactly. Yes, that's very, very true. And we can actually trace for example, the various sorcerers and whatnot of Native American and really like Aboriginal and South, all that. We can trace those guys back to Samaria, believe it or not. That's the scary part.
Many people, and you said, I'm Native. Well, I'm half Native American. My dad, his dad's full blooded. My grandpa,
Right.
but yeah, I got a lot of Native American in me too, and I heard stories about the giants, and there's stories about a giants was burned up in a cave. But they had 6 fingers and 6 toes, and that's part of the reason why the Indians went. The old westerns, how the Indians hold up their hand and stuff. It wasn't
Right.
that they were saying hello. They were trying to see if you have 6 fingers, because if you did, you're freaking evil, and he's going to try to kill you.
Yeah. See, in my case, I couldn't grow up around any of that. Like, I didn't know I was Native American until after my grandmother died, and she wanted it that way. You don't look into who and don't do any of those DNA tests until after I'm dead. And turns out the reason why is because grandma was trying to hide the family because of all the crap that was happening to natives in the 40s and 50s.
So, Cass, we know what the Rock, Dwayne Johnson Rock looks like and his size. We all know that. So I'll give you a little comparison
You are to
photo
see Dwayne Rock
with the
out
Big
of his
Show.
suit.
Okay, all right. I can kind of see what you're talking about with the the side. I can kind of see what they were talking about, but not really. And that does give me an idea about how Big Show looks.
Absolutely.
That was
He's a
about my
pretty big
body
guy.
build, though. Yeah,
Guys,
that's about my body fat level at the time.
I gotta say, this podcast has been awesome. Not just with the four of us, but I mean, we got Kenny in here as well, man. And this guy is just cracking my ass up over here.
Are you Kenny, MJC Paranormal?
No,
Mason?
Kenny is somebody that's watching the podcast.
Oh. Hi, Kenny. So for those of you who are watching and haven't seen me before, feel free to dismiss anything I say. All right. And if you're
Yeah,
this is
about
bullshit.
to get crazy because
Hey,
MJ
we've already
is about to ask Cass a crazy out of this world question. Cass,
Try me.
have you ever heard of reptilians?
My people are currently involved in a very savage and bloody war with them. I work with a couple of groups that call themselves. I'm serious. It's to the point. Okay, like you remember when the Nazca mummy came out? When they discovered that Nazca mummy? Okay, when they first discovered it, I went on my show and I described to forensic detail what the thing was going to look like. The only aspect I got incorrect was the ribs, and that's because I miscalculated what cased it was. As time goes on, the things that I say that sound crazy right now, it's going to come out. So like I said, my people are involved in a very, very, very savage and bloody war with a particular species of reptilians that the UFO crowd called Dracos. One of the big problems that I've been encountering is a lot of people when they say, "So you're a feline Lyran, so you'll fight Dracos." No, that's not what we're here for. Number one, and number two, humans have gotten into this racist thing where they think like, "Oh, all reptilian aliens are the bad guy." This is extremely dangerous. The Pleiadians are fucking reptiles. You see what I mean? Reptilian phenotypes account for more than 75% of the races that I know of. It's a very hardy genetic type, so I mean, just from a biological standpoint, of course most of the races that actually survive to get out there are going to be reptilian or insectile. I mean, just logic, right? So this idea that all reptilians are bad needs to go away. I mean, you share this world with a race of reptilians that Native Americans call them serpent people. They're not aliens. They're from here too. The Vedics call them Naga. What was that?
The Naga, yeah.
So
the Naga is the statues. It looks like a cobra, but it has like 7 heads or something. What, 5 or
one? Okay, there's a little that one of the multiple headed cobras is not a Naga, but that gets into Vedic mythology. But most of them are Naga. Yeah. But
this is a messed up podcast, man.
Sorry?
I'm over here making funnies. Eldon's over here being silent. You guys are talking about off the wall aliens. And I'm the only one getting over here getting fat shamed and getting told I have a small pecker. By a guy I don't even fucking know.
It wouldn't
be
so small if you shoved it up his ass.
That's an easy fix. We can fix that real quick.
But yeah, so the thing is about the Dracos that I want everybody to understand is the same reptilians you guys are afraid of are just as much victims. They're a tool of a higher dimensional race that my people call Loquogoth. And basically,
Dracos is the original. They're more of the original origins of reptilians. Now, the reptilians that's on this planet right now are more like the DNA ain't as pure,
right?
Because of mating with humans.
Hybrids.
Hybrids, yes. And they shape shift. I mean, most of your superstars, like The Rock and possibly the Big Show, could be
Really?
your typical, your ordinary reptilian. That's why I brought this up, because you showed The Rock, and I've been doing some digging on a lot of these people.
Well,
Dude.
Mr. Rock, if you're here to feed on humans, it's your ass. Don't do it.
They're everywhere.
Yeah,
I have to give a
He's
shout
hilarious.
out to Kenny Sasso, dude. I love this guy. He is fucking great.
LMAO, no, Brian, your pecker is huge, just at 6.5. Yeah, you just can't see it.
I don't know, man. There's a couple of things with that statement that kind of concerns me. I don't want to bring that up. That's not my business.
Eldon said,
We'll leave
my
that-
pecker ain't
that.
too huge right now in this conversation.
We'll leave that between Kenny and Brian, and I don't care how they know what the size of each other's peckers are, but we'll leave it to them. All right.
Hi. How about
Kenny.
I'll jump in front of this gun for you. I'm 6'5". My pecker is just about average. So on Cassidae, it looks comically small. There you go.
You know the one thing I love about small women, though?
Everything.
Exactly, dude. Especially the size when you put it in their tiny hand.
Well,
Are
Wow.
you me?
So back to the reptilians, guys.
ask Mary Jane how she felt.
Leaving
Leaving
that alone. You would not believe how many commissioned people I get asking me to do art of Spider-Man getting cucked by Mary Jane. So my brain went a completely different direction. I used to draw hentai for a living before the mission, so it's just
Damn. I tell you what, this Mary Jane right here is pretty damn good. If y'all have not checked this out, y'all need to go check this out.
Is it okay?
But
to smoke
now
a bowl?
I still want Mary
Yeah,
Jane,
go ahead.
the magical Mary Jane that Cass has got.
Oh yeah, come up to Colorado on
Hey,
day 3.
Nate.
You'll regret it. Yeah.
I will give you a special type of THC, brother. It comes in a box and it has 8 of them in there. And we'll just open one up. We'll give it to you suppository style. Let it hang out about 3/4 of the way, and you'll get stoned.
Wow.
Yeah,
who's
we were
gonna
just
put it
talking
in?
about that. We that's a thing that exists now.
Eldon's like, oh fuck no.
Tampons, dude. THC tampons actually exist.
And you know,
Yeah.
and just let's not forget, guys. It can be yours for $9.99.
Dude, I'm gonna order some and I'm gonna product test it. You're gonna be able to watching the camera. I'm testing it right now.
Oh God.
I was a little worried about telling you guys, but now I'm not. One of the ventures that we're doing is a weed farm. It's Colorado. Why not, right? So,
A weed
yeah.
farm.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, well, ideally, it'll pay for the rest of the production once we get it going, you know. But it'll be Dr. Pizza McWeed's Botanical Solutions.
No.
Very.
This shit'll take you to space. If you believe in aliens, you smoke some of this shit, you go see them.
You know, I have tried various drugs hoping that would be the case, and it's never like I tried DMT thinking, you
I
know, and it
want
turns out
to,
to be
dude.
just the same. Well, I've heard great things about it. I finally got to try it because my therapist was like, you know what, maybe this will help. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Your DMV? I've never heard of it. He looks at the camera innocently. So I got to try it under psychological supervision, and it helped. I didn't see anything that I normally don't see, but it helped a lot of things sort of come together and make sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it bring the Big Dipper in closer for you, Cassidae?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I got it. I smoked it, and I started to see the same kind of geometric shit I always see when I trance out. And then the freaking the machine elves, I guess that's what they are. They showed up and they're like, wait, what do you think you're doing? And I'm like, I just want to be healthy. So they said, all right, sit back and relax.
But
Now, this sounds crazy.
I mean, I
but
don't
when you
think
try
that they
DMT,
even know.
was
You
that?
actually see shit like that
Yes.
when you're on DMT. These little elves will
Mhm.
come to you. They're like them. What do you call them? Jokers, like
Yeah,
tricksters.
I've heard
Yeah.
that name for them before. Yeah, the
They're
cool
the
thing
type
is,
of people that'll tie your shoes together and make you fall over.
more like they'll
Whatever
make
it
you tie
is,
your
I
shoes
want to
together.
see it.
No, the wild thing is when you get a group together, like for a group spiritual trip, they all see the same entities. They might see a different. They might see a different view. Like for one guy, it might look like a jester. For another guy, it might look like Legolas from Lord of the Rings. For another guy, it might look like a plate of spaghetti. But they're all saying the same things, you know. And there's a whole lot of really interesting consciousness experiments. Kenny says COVID has been a distraction for the past 2
He's
years. That's
right.
all everyone talks about: lockdowns and vaccine dangers. Meanwhile, homeownership is a distant dream for most, and the standard of living is declining. You are very correct, and it's going to pan out that this is all a freaking like a land grab. If this goes down the way they want it to, everybody's going to be in government housing. So, yeah, they did. The Kenny says the elites did a great job distracting us from problems these years. Yeah, like how many of you at home, through all the politics, are aware that they found fossilized bacteria in Martian rock?
I heard
Where was
that.
that? Okay, well, yeah, well, I expect you guys to hear stuff like that, but I mean, like at home, where was the media on this? Where was the
Yeah.
media on any of this stuff?
Well, the thing is, what people need to realize, and most probably would a lot would disagree with this, but whether y'all believe it or not, it's the truth. It's biblical, and every bit of it is.
Yes. Oh, yes. You guys want to scare yourselves? Read some of the Apocrypha. Remember what I was talking about before about Bronze Age savages witnessing things they don't understand, so they just sort of describe it the best they can? Yeah. Read. If you can get your hands on it, the Book of Enoch will explain a lot.
Yeah, that's a good book too.
Yeah.
You know what book really scares me?
It?
The Book of Mormon.
It does me too, dude. Hey, and I tried it, man, because I've tried out many religions and stuff. I mean, everything's kind of connected. You know what I'm saying? I'm open minded, but that Mormon, I mean, there's a lot in there that's I believe's the truth. Like they believe in UFOs and stuff, but now wearing magical underwear and shit like that.
Yeah, the extra rituals are kind of.
You know what I believe, Mason? I believe that you should grow out your beard and you should go to Utah for about a year and be Amish.
I
Amish.
love it.
I would love to
actually
live.
believe
I
in
would
the
love to do
ways.
that. Yeah.
I do. Many folks don't know this about me, but I farm. I haven't done it since I've been here, but when I lived in Georgia, I grew my own vegetables and all that shit, y'all, myself. Uh, I'm a big believer in living off the land and doing it yourself. And honestly, the electronics these days has really brainwashed the fuck out of everybody. I mean, it's like a controlling. Look at the time that everybody's missing because they're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We're missing so much of our lives because everybody's so stuck on their telephones or behind a computer screen or watching TV all day when you could be outside absorbing the nature and all of its glory.
Yes.
If you want to relive that glory, folks, bring back the 1940s and before. The golden.
Real quick, my gut's starting to hurt. Is this okay? You said we can smoke on the show. Is this okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're in Colorado, dude.
Well, I know, but I don't.
You're at.
Yes, but it's their show, and so I respect their rules. Oh, ha, ha.
Dude, I told a horrible joke on your podcast, and then I completely ripped the word para-unity to shreds.
dude, the audience loved you. Once Marianne realized you weren't attacking her, because she gets the business all the time, dude.
Oh, dude, I sent such a long message to her. And the first thing I said was, I want to let you know that at no time did I ever take a jab or throw, punches at you. This is just the way I feel about para-unity.
Well, specifically about the people that bandy para-unity without walking the walk.
Exactly.
That's part of
Yeah,
why.
if you're gonna fly the banner, at least practice what you're gonna fly. That's really what it boils down to. And to have it in your heart is wonderful, and I'm down with that. Global's down with that. Brian's down with that. And we're a supporter of that. Just practice what you preach. And move on with it. I brought something up to Brian tonight. In fact, I asked him. I said, Brian, what is your definition of para-unity? Well, here was the crazy part. So when he got done giving me his definition, I gave him mine, and they're two different things. And everybody's going to have a difference of opinion when it comes to the definition of para-unity. But like we had stated earlier, para-unity is in your heart. Para-unity is something that you practice. Okay, it's not something you preach. It's not some bandwagon or some soapbox you get on and create a movement with. It's something that you have as a trait and attribute within your personality, that's who you are.
I agree. Exactly. The trouble is finding like-minded individuals.
Mm-hmm.
You're exactly right. And I totally agree with you 100%. And that's the way I feel also. It's got to be in your heart, and it's got to be who you are as a person. And see, when I say para-unity, I'm not, of course it's paranormal, people that love paranormal, but I'm also talking about everybody, not just paranormal, but the people, everybody. I want everybody to love one another, to appreciate one another, to look at one another with love in their heart and know that that person standing in front of me right now, a woman or a man, I don't know them, but that's my brother or my sister right there. We need to come together. Times are getting bad, and we're the only ones that can fix it. And it's got to happen. Our world's falling apart because we're so divided.
So your message is, come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Yeah. It's time to love one another right now.
Exactly.
In other words, come on, man. Can we all just get along?
Right? Dude, I was in LA for that, man. I saw that whole thing.
Why do I feel like we just went back to the 70s?
Come on, at once. At the same time.
Everybody in the world, just grab a joint and smoke it, and we will all get along and eat pizza and cookies together.
And we have the CBD toilet paper to back us up.
Damn, they make that.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget the THC tampons for you women.
Never mind. I was going to say.
Yeah. That may be how Chelsea Handler keeps going. Anyway, this is a fun podcast.
I agree. This is the first time I think ShadowZone has ever gone off the grid like this.
It's nice, though. I mean, it's out of the box. And that's the way I think. I think about what people's not doing, what people would like that they're not seeing, and what are people not talking about, and they should be, such as aliens. And it's not, it's all paranormal. I mean, it's supernatural. You know what I'm saying? It's all connected. So why not talk about it all?
And here's the thing about it, and here's the cool part about it is I know myself, Brian right here, and we've just come to know Cassidy down here, and I can tell you right now that we don't care. We'll discuss it, just bring it up, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's ShadowZone, y'all. I mean, this is
That's
your shit. Nobody else can control this but you.
No, and that's just it, and we'll cover those topics that everybody else is afraid to cover. I mean, we don't care about that. I think we've shown that personally right now already.
To be real honest with you, Eldon and Brian and Cass, when I first wanted to get into YouTube, it really wasn't going to be paranormal. I was not going to be a paranormal investigator. I actually was going to do a podcast talking about the giants and stuff. That was, and me being an amateur archaeologist, I studied fossilized dinosaur bones. Actually, I'll show you one that I just recently got. Never guess what that is.
Yeah, I can't see it well enough.
That is actually a part of a skull. This was amphibian.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. That's like the brain right there.
So what do you guys think of mud fossils?
Mud fossils. Look at your mountains.
All right.
Going back to giants and the titans.
All right, Pete and Paul, we're gonna hook you. I'm gonna hook you guys up together. One of the guests on Bradley's show, they come on every now and then. They own some land up in down up in the mountains in Nevada, and I've been there myself personally. It is really amazing shit.
Just, I don't mean to interrupt everybody, but Brian, it's that time. We have to get this advertisement out so that we can get the word out to the people. Are you ready?
Oh, perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need to wipe your ass and you're tired of getting a raw bungie, then switch your toilet paper to the CBD infused. And ladies and gentlemen, it will help you calm your ass down. Back to you, Eldon.
Thank you very much.
Charmin, give us a call.
Hey, who knew 20 years ago now you could be wiping your ass and getting stoned at the same time?
It was foretold in the before time.
It's good to have paper that calms your
Yo,
ass.
I'm going to go to the bathroom and get stoned. I'll be right back. Let me go wipe my ass.
Wow, you were in there a long time. Do you feel better? Oh, yeah.
Hey, you guys, let me ask you a serious question. Do you guys think that I could be the new version of Billy Mays?
Yes. You have the look and your voice is powerful enough. You need to be a little more annoying and nasally, and you got it. And I'm not knocking Billy Mays. He didn't. If you ever listen to him talk regularly, he didn't use that same high and nasally voice. That's a tool that great speakers use to grab your attention. And yeah, you could do it, bro.
From now on, Eldon, I am cutting commercials for ShadowZone and Global.
Shadow, wow!
Come get your Shadow Wow podcast, series 1 through 5. Yours for the low price of $9.99 plus $5.99 shipping and handling.
Actually, in all seriousness, I know we're joking around, but in all seriousness, could I get you to do like a quick 30-second reading for me at some point? I'm trying to make a commercial for my book, and it's supposed to be narrated by a dragon, and you got a dragon voice if I ever heard it. Next to maybe like Tony J, but I can't afford Tony J, and he's dead.
Dude, I'll totally do a dragon voice for you.
Cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
All right, I'll get you the script later, and we do lunch.
Little known fact, baby powder does wonders on annoying hemorrhoids.
That is more true than I am going to admit on camera.
Now, Penny, what are you supposed to do if you have the inner hemorrhoids?
Oh, I don't know. I've
They have
never
a
had
catalog on Adam and Eve that's just for you. Anal
Hey,
sounding.
it was the part where Eve cheated on Adam. and the after effects.
Again, I used to draw hentai. Don't get me involved in this. What's the worst thing you've ever drawn? Shitting dick nipples. What? No, you heard me.
Dude, Cass, now that I know you can do this, I am going to be hitting you up and pressuring you all the time to draw dirty Japanese cartoons for my wife.
Hey, you know what? If it gets business, hey, I'm all for it. You know,
I'll pay you the low price of $5.99.
I'll do it for exposure. All the other artists in the audience are like, "Fuck you."
I'll tell you what, I'll do the dragon voice for 3 pictures.
Deal for now, but make sure you look at my portfolio and make sure it's the kind of art you like.
I never worried about inner hemorrhoids. All mine just jammed out of me arse.
Yeah, well, they'll do that.
Yeah, they're sneaky little bastards.
Preparation
Do
H-bomb.
you poke them back in yourself or what?
I'm not sure I want to know. Actually, that might help. Is anyone else with hemorrhoids want to hear from him? Let us know.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sorry you got to go through that, Kenny.
I know
Yeah, all jokes aside, it's pretty nasty.
But, you know, I have to feel just a little more bad for the people that have to stick the cream on the finger and go up halfway to sue them.
Yeah.
But at the end, you get stoned. It's CBD.
Oh, Lord.
That's that.
I
Okay.
wonder if they get stoned instantly when it goes in or when they snatch it back out.
Shannon wants to know if they make condoms like that.
Damn.
And I have to admit, now I'm curious. Shannon's my wife, for those of you who don't know.
Do you want to get stoned while you have sex? Then grab yourself the brand new THC Trojan today.
Everybody likes to get stoned, but for a real pounding, try Trojan.
Let's see.
Trojan, call us.
Get you some condoms too on
it. Hey, Cass, is that CBD?
Damn. Yeah, shit for real, yo.
The THC condom is real. He found it.
To your life.
I'm going to let that be a surprise. We'll yeah, more scientific testing. Yes. News at 11. Wow.
They have CBD what was that? THC condoms or what? Was that shit real, man?
That's a real thing, man.
My wife's got her tube side, but damn, if it's like that, I'm going to go get me a box. Shit.
We found it. The solution to birth control.
I don't care about the feeling, baby. I just want to get stoned.
Wow.
Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, these are not like Tide Pods, so you cannot smoke them.
And this isn't Highlander 3. They are not candy.
What you do is you blow them up and you put them over your head and you keep breathing in and out real fast and you get stoned. Yeah. That's how it works.
I figured you just threw it in a pot of boiling water and drank the tea.
I was going to make a comment about using that as a COVID mask.
And boil them and then drink the tea. Condom THC tea. I never worried about inner hemorrhoids. All mine just jammed out of my
Yeah, that gets painful. All jokes aside, that can suck.
Yeah.
What?
especially if you're 380 pounds and can't see your wiener.
What
Yeah,
happens if you have to pass gas? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what if you just got to let one rip? Does that shit hurt?
And does it sound like a harmonica?
Mhm.
I think I just got in trouble.
Damn, it sounded like it was clapping, babe. No, that's my hemorrhoids.
Mm.
You know, if you push
Good
out
night,
an
everybody.
enormously loud one and you have inner hemorrhoids, you would have to think the vibration coming out and the velocity of speed that air is coming out, you're going to hurt your hemorrhoids pretty bad.
Mm.
I imagine so, but it also might be rather relieving. From what I understand, they itch pretty bad. A friend told me.
My fart sounds like the wind of yesteryears. You see, I always thought mine sounded like the wind of change.
And I
Yeah,
farted
speaks like
yesterday.
And that's the third time I've got Cass to do it tonight.
Whoa. I know of not what you speak.
Exactly. Your secret's safe with me, buddy.
I just got to remember which secret.
Oh, don't go there, Cass. We can't tell everybody about the drunken night.
But you said you loved me.
Well, you pulled my hair and slapped my ass.
The lollipop just tasted so good.
You know, I gotta say, so did the blueberry sauce.
Is that the night y'all was wearing cowboy hats in the mountains?
Hey guys, let's give
Okay.
him just a
You
moment.
win with the blueberry sauce. You win with the blueberry sauce. I'm out. I'm out. I can handle the blueberry. I can handle the Brokeback Mountain. I just don't want to know where that blueberry sauce is going to end up.
No,
Dude,
it's gonna end
I got a
up.
story about that shit, man. I thought that was a Western movie, dudes, because I'm big on Westerns. I bought that shit, dude, and I was sitting there. I was loving it, bro. I was like, damn, this is pretty fucking good. And then all of a sudden, these dudes was drinking around the fire and shit. They was telling stories, and I was like, well, damn, this is a good movie. And then they went in a tent, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit, this shit just changed.
You know what it made Mason want to do most of all?
Turn that shit off. When he spit in his hand, I said, hell to the no. You got to go.
Oh, hell no. You watched it and was eating snozberries the whole time.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Radum snozberry.
Oh God. Okay, now we're getting into I want to say Mel Gibson. Fuck. Who's the name of the guy? Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder is one of them. Yeah. Mel Brooks. That's what I was trying to think of.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting into Mel Brooks territory.
Oh yeah. Mel Brooks is actually one of my favorites. I'm a big fan of Mel Brooks. I'm a big fan of the Monty Python series as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Mel Brooks is the kind of genius. Like, can you imagine like Mel Brooks trying to start his career today? Oh my God.
It would flop hardcore.
Yeah, the snowflakes would be like, no, farts hurt our feelings.
I'm sorry, but Young Frankenstein and Spaceballs are hands down two of the best movies ever put on Earth.
Agreed.
Yeah.
When will then be now?
Right now, sir.
Yeah.
Well, where's now? You just missed it, sir. When? About 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. Yeah. If you
There's
haven't
only
seen
one
Spaceballs,
person
you
that
must
gives
have.
me the raspberries. Lone Star.
There's your dragon's voice. Did
Put
you hear
something
that
on YouTube
shit?
World so they can kiss my ass.
Hey, Peppermint Patty.
Peppermint Patty. Crotch goblin.
That the crotch goblin every time. I'm like, wait, what? Did he just say that?
Oh God.
Kenny says, "All right, boys, I'm gonna go powder my butthole and wank it to some femdom porn. Until next time, gentlemen."
I make them done porn.
Kenny, you are epic, brother. Thank you for being a spectator on our show, man.
Yeah, it was good to meet you, broski.
And really, it's been awesome. Even though I had to cut my midget porn off to come on this show tonight, but it's been real, y'all.
You know, I
It's
have
all
to
about the
say,
shitting dick nipples.
Does
Oh,
that mean that me and Cass and our ladies, we have halfway midget porn?
Kinda. She comes up to my nips.
My wife comes up to just under.
and on that note, guys, let's have fun.
I'm sorry, are we getting too raw? You gotta pull
That's what
Cassidy
she
back
said.
sometimes.
You know what I forgot to do, Eldon, when we first started this show?
What's that?
I forgot to shout out our sponsor and our partner.
Uh-oh.
And now we only have one viewer. I feel like I've let the Parapost network down.
Oh wait, so they're your sponsor?
No, we just shout them out every chance we get because we are absolutely 100% Parapost network fanatics.
Gotcha. Cool.
It is pretty cool. I got my account. I still got to set mine up, but the platform is really cool. And if you got a channel like on YouTube or whatever, you can connect it. I mean, and what better way to be connected with all the supernatural lovers out there together doing this, putting out this evidence, and everybody gets to see it. Man, it's a fast way to grow.
Can you send me a link so I can check it out?
Well, better yet, Cass, all you have to do is go to your Google Play Store and look up Parapost Network and download the app. It runs on Android, Apple, laptops, and computers. And if you don't want the app, then just simply type in parapost.net.
Gotcha.
I just sent it to you, Cassidy.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah.
Yeah, my guy is gonna be mad. What do you mean I gotta post to another place?
Dude, I'm telling you, $25 a month. And I mean, you can, pick your own logo. You can pick your own overlay. You can do your video clips, your background. And they just added background music.
That is really cool. Thank you guys for showing this to me. As other people have been recommending it, but I couldn't make heads or tails of it. I learned by doing, So thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and
And
happening with Facebook, it's gonna be a good idea to have a backup.
And the really cool thing is you can have up to 10 guests at once on your show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And you can post to 3 different platforms at the same time.
Yeah, that's that's the functionality that I've been looking for, but I didn't know how to even ask for it. It's like how do I do this?
Like right now, we are on YouTube, we are on Twitter, and we are on our Facebook business page.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude.
I have trouble with your species technology.
Oh, shut it down, Klingon.
Hey, I'll get my forehead out. Don't make me. Actually, I don't have one right now. I'll buy one and then I'll wear it on the show.
That will be awesome. I'll make sure my wife is on the show for that.
Funny thing is, he thinks I'm joking.
Well, y'all, I'm gonna have my wife's calling me, y'all, so I'm gonna have to cut it short and go in here and see what's going on.
Well,
So
it's been 2.5 hours.
Ooh,
So.
Mason in trouble.
yeah, now she's probably about to get my ass because I'm supposed to be in the bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually roll the ending credits here, Brian, and we
Do
can
not
continue
piss
a little
off
bit of
your
this in
chief
the
of
back room.
staff.
What's that, up?
Oh,
I said I'm gonna go ahead and roll the ending credits here, and we'll continue this in the back room.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we're rolling up on about we're rolling up on about 2.5 hours now.
That's freaking
Yes,
awesome.
Time flies when you're having this much fun.
Right?
I didn't realize how long I've been on. Damn. It only seems like 30 minutes, and I was looking, I was like, oh shit, and then she just called me.
Hey, Kat.
Yeah.
I think I want you as a regular co-host on our show.
I would like that very much. This was fun.
And he's very knowledgeable. I mean, like, the Anunnaki, and not many people dig into stuff like that, and it's absolutely real. That's part of history, and you know a lot about it, so I think it's a good idea.
Hey, Mason, I'm trying to save your life here, buddy, when I say this. Get off my fucking podcast before your wife kills you.
Save yourself.
He'll be okay, Mason. You know what? Go ahead and take care of business, buddy. Thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate seeing you on, man.
Much love, y'all.
Well, guys, I have had a great time with you two and Mason, but unfortunately, there is a time and a place where we have to cut this off. But before we do, I must say that if anybody is looking for well put together and also modified to your specification paranormal equipment, you should go see Jesse Stewart at dsghost.com and get your equipment today. Use the promo code GlobalEQ and you will get 10% off your first purchase.
So this is like
now roll the credits, Eldon.
Wait, did I interrupt your sponsor thing?
No, not at all.
Okay, all right.